Hello and welcome to Business Owners Insight interview series. And today I have the beautiful Jody Michelle Perry, who is the founder of Project Evolution, and she is an evolution coach. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jody.
Thank you, Sally. Thanks for having me. It feels like just yesterday we're at retreat together.
I know.
Doing the do.
Yeah, hey, and just building on like the progress that's happened in that short time. I suppose for you as well, I have seen that you've gone on another retreat with Michelle and Diane, closer to home this time for you, which home is Port Douglas.
Yes.
Lovely. It must be beautiful up there at this time of the year.
It's just stunning. It's winter's, I can't say it's my favorite. They're all my favorite, but yeah, every season just has its beautiful things. And yeah, winter here really is a blessing.
Oh, lovely. So let's get into it, Jody. Can you just explain to everybody what an evolution coach is and how you help people?
Of course. Yeah. I'd like, just rein me in. I can do that for days. So as an evolution coach, I work with people to help them truly evolve, and that can be in any area of their life. So some of my clients are looking for a career change. Some of them are going, oh my gosh, I've just turned 40 and I want to live my ideal life. Some have left arranged marriages. Some are in their early 20s and like, I just want to design my ideal life. Where do I start?
Wow.
Some people want a physical transformation, some financial, some want to launch their businesses like you and I and get started and they're not sure where to start. Or some people are really, really successful, either executives or business owners, but they're not feeling truly fulfilled. So they have the car and the money or the dream job, but they're tired or they've got no connection with their relationships. They're really looking for more balance. So
you sound like you cover a whole range of aspects in everyday working life, relationships, business, etc. So how did you actually come about becoming an evolution coach and creating Project Evolution? What was the thought behind all that?
Yeah. Well, I think like most people who have significantly changed their life. So I was one of those burnout execs that I just referred to.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that makes the person shift. Either there's a choice that we make. And like most people, it's the burning platform or that one thing. So for me, I was driving home really late at night. You can hear my voice start to change now. There's still an emotional connection to it where, up really early, in the office for 12 hours, driving back late at night. And this was, whatever years on end, and just seeing this really big double semi-trailer, I think they call it a bogey, on the Hume Highway, and just thinking for a moment, if I just clip my tires on the truck's tires, I will have a legitimate reason to push pause, like a reason that I'll accept and that my work will accept and that my family will accept. So I can just push pause as I'm so tired. And I got home and I said to my husband, I just nearly did this. Like, I just don't think I'm okay. And he's like, let's get you some help. I think like we should go to the doctor. And I was like, I'll just check my diary and see if I've got any time available. And he's like, you're not checking your diary. And I can laugh about it now, but I just remember day after day being surrounded by my family. Like I desperately wanted children, and I had 2 little girls and a beautiful little boy, had the husband that I dreamed of. I was in a brand new home. I'd styled it to look like Port Douglas because I loved Port Douglas. So I'm like, well, if I can't live there, at least every day I come home and I feel it. I was surrounded by friends and community and volunteering, but I felt so alone. And so that really sparked my journey for healing and growth. And along there, I had let my nutrition slip as well. And I met someone who had this nutrition line, and it was amazing. And I was like, that's it. I'm shipping boxes of this to every woman in the world. I'm going to change their lives. And I still eat it today and I still do that. But the issue was I was shipping it, but they weren't opening the box. And I was like, crumbs. Mindset is such a big thing. And after going through my journey and being in leadership and executive coaching and culture and high performance for my career, I thought I really need to marry the two.
Yes.
And I can help other women who were where I was really live a fulfilled life, because I missed years of my kids' lives.
I suppose we get caught up, don't we? Caught up with our business, caught up with, and not focusing on what is really most important to us. And I don't know, maybe as we're actually labelled as an identity, as a mum or an entrepreneur or a wife, and that, and we sort of, I know for myself, you get lost in it all and you lose yourself, and then that's when we all go downhill. And we can't operate like that when our cup's half full or half empty, whatever way you look at it. So, and like you say, mindset is such a huge, big ball game in our lives as well. So getting that right for even if you're not too sure where to start, that's something that you can help people with and get them on the right track and guide them.
So all of my products are centered around the equation of pressing pause, getting clarity, and dreaming really big. So pressing pause can look like anything, but when we're in our head, not in our heart, things are happening, we're busy, we really just need to stop and really pause and then get clarity on what a fulfilled life looks like to us. Because my most fulfilling life, it won't be the same as yours or anyone else's. So I don't prescribe that you need to have anything, but let's get you closer to you feeling fulfilled. And then we dream really big, get you a bit out of your comfort zone, and then we use tools and processes to get you there. And each day just live a more fulfilled life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like even our heads, our minds get so busy and we sort of lose our heart and our thoughts that actually connect with us as well. So I suppose, like you say, having those tools and techniques that you can actually reflect back on when you most probably do have one of those bad days, that you know what to do, and then you can actually move forward with that, right?
Yeah, and then also having the community around you. So with, I have my kind of stuff you see in social media, and then we have my sacred community as well, as where I do that intense work with my clients, and they support each other and cheer each other on. And some days you just need that too.
Yeah, for sure. And it's beautiful to have a community as well. Have your own tribe, because they're going to be your cheerleaders as well. And what is so touching with me in some of the groups that I've in, you actually see these women, they don't know each other from a bar of soap, but yet they are so loving and compassionate, and they connect with these women that are actually, reaching out as well. So, that's such a blessing to have in a group and your tribe.
Yeah, well, we get that in the one that we're in together. So
yes.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. And you just sort of, like we're in that one, and it's like, we're soul sisters for life. Like, you've got that connection, you feel the pain, you've got the support and that. So it's tremendous to have someone like that, because there are so many different groups out there as well that people can actually become a part of and feel that you belong as well.
Yeah, it's the knowing. And I love my soul sisters, but I actually work with men as well. So
oh wow.
Yeah, so
great.
Thank you. It's been cool. It's been a journey. Do I serve men or women? I'm not sure. I'm really feeling into that. And then I just came to the knowing. I can't even remember when. That's probably around 6 weeks ago. And you know what I do? I actually lead, heal, and inspire the feminine. So when I was that busy exec, it was my masculine that was rewarded, my busyness, my negotiation, my execution skills, my power. And I was disconnected to my feminine, all the heart stuff. And that's what I brought back. And even with the women I work with, it's all the work with the feminine. So interestingly, now men are working with me, and that is, we're all just working on the feminine, more into the feeling and connecting the two, integrating the two. So I have soul sisters, but I don't know if I have soul brothers. I really just see them all as my community.
Yeah. Lovely. Now, thanks so much for sharing. It's always, I just love doing these interviews to actually get a really better insight to what entrepreneurs do in their business. But at the end of the day, who is Jody Perry?
That's a cool question. Oh, my mind goes on so many things. On my whole heart, which I've never been in my life before. So that is so cool to say that. To know that I am like the gorgeous, loving person, but I'm also the witchy, bitchy, judgy girl as well.
Yeah.
And to just love my whole self and my whole heart is what I am. I'm my whole me. And I love every little bit of her. So that's really cool to just learn that in my 40s. So at the center, that's me. I'm also a wife, a cherished wife, and I focus on that every day. So I feel very blessed to do that. I'm also a mum of 3, so I have a blended family. So yeah, my eldest daughter is 14, and then 9, and then my son is 5. So that's really cool. I am a cheerleader for other soul sisters. I am a volunteer in my community. I'm a leader in the evolution space, but really I'm just a soul doing God's work, basically. I feel I'm being divinely guided to help as many humans as I can. And I think at the moment, this is where I feel I can best serve, or where I can best live my purpose.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm all of those things.
Amazing.
Probably some things I don't know yet.
Yes, it's an unknown, isn't it? Like, what we're going to be and where we're going to be, and even 6 weeks time, because we're always evolving as well, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I do. So if I'm not evolving, then how can I encourage my clients to do that?
So you said you volunteer in your community. Where do you get the time to actually devote that time to your local community?
I never get the time, but I create the space. So we can't just find time. It's not like a penny we can pick up. We have to create it. So I create the space. So I volunteer for my local footy club with the home games. So they're normally on a Saturday afternoon. I do the social media for them and just kick about and, do the score updates and that. So that's always super fun. And then just recently I've hosted a workshop in our neighbourhood centre. So I did a piece on creating calm in our busy lives, just for anyone who really feel they just needed to do that. So that's a bit of the push pause a bit that I did.
Yeah. So is this something that you're going to continue doing as a workshop, or is it just a one-off? Yeah.
Whenever they want me, I'm there. I propose quarterly, and we'll see what works for them with their schedule. Yeah. And then I also hold cacao circles once a month in Port Douglas, where people come and I make the cacao with intention for them, and then we just sit and we hold a space for each other and work on whatever's coming up for people. It's just where people, what's the best way to describe it? Really have nowhere to go, or they want to start changing their lives, but their friends aren't into that, or they can't really talk about it to anyone.
Yeah, being with like-minded people actually is quite uplifting and puts you in that same vibrational state as where we should be sitting too.
Yeah, so just creating that is one way. I'm just doing that. I volunteer my time with that once a month and online. And then when I travel, not traveling so much now, but wherever I land, I'll normally hold a cacao circle there too to connect with that community.
Oh, beautiful. So what would be your biggest tip that you share?
Oh, crumbs. It really depends.
Okay, so what if someone was wanting to start out on the journey to take a pause in their life to see who they are and what direction they want to take?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing anyone in their life can do is get really clear on what a fulfilled life is for them. Not aspire to be happy, because with happiness, all happiness, we don't have sadness. So we need the neutrality of that's what life is. So really understanding what a fulfilled life is for you. And many people don't ask themselves that question. What do I really want? But deeper than that, like what's going to bring me fulfillment? Yeah. And
so
that's
really digging deep and seeing. So I suppose finding that quiet place, or going to your favorite place and just sitting and just sort of sitting with that and going within, really.
Yeah. And lots of people I work with can't do that yet. And I couldn't when I was in that place I talked about. It was just like you're on autopilot. You can't even think about what a fulfilled life is. You're just so in your head, stuck. You're in overwhelm. You're like, seriously, my favorite place. Like, I don't even have time for that. What even is that? Geez, woo woo. That was me, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So with those clients, the most powerful thing I teach everyone, I teach children this as well, is you can always connect your body and the breath. It doesn't matter if you're anxious before you hit record on this podcast, if you are about to have that big conversation, if you are feeling anxious, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you've always got the body and the breath no matter where you are. And so that's really the first practice I teach. So even clients that have worked with me for 12 months and they're in my body program, I will still sometimes in our sessions just bring them back to their body.
Yeah.
So like, and then this happened and this happened. Okay, let's go. And so I think the most powerful thing is connecting our body and our breath. We've always got that.
That is an amazing tip, Jody. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Because, yes, the breath and the body is important. I know that when I sort of get in a bit of overwhelmed and that my mind's racing, I will stop to take a minute and just have a couple of deep breaths and that. And I suppose the thing is, when I do my breaths, I go, and once you let it out like that, it is such a relief, isn't it? And it grounds you back to where you should be. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, have you got any events coming up?
Yes, I do. What events do I have that are going to be great for your audience right now? Will be my online cacao circle. They're beautiful, so I hold those once a month on the first Wednesday of every month. So that will come up on Wednesday, the 4th of August.
Okay, so being an online cacao ceremony, obviously the people who want to attend online need to have cacao to actually get that, or no?
No, I'm just about creating the space. So if you come with your favorite herbal tea, that's totally okay with me. You don't have to have cacao. Let's not have the cacao be the barrier to, creating that time for yourself. If you do want to get the cacao, you can contact me and I can ship that to you. But you don't have to have cacao to come to your first circle. Really welcome to come. My online workshop is half day. That is coming up on Saturday, the 7th of August. So just maybe if we could put in the show notes a link and then they can just link and book in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's one spot left for my retreat in October. So that's a 2-day retreat. That's called the Soul Compass Retreat. So you can imagine it's like a vision board on steroids. So where we go from that car to, this job to this wardrobe, it's actually what brings us closer to our fulfillment, understanding what our soul statement is. So that guides us in the center of the soul compass. And then we do work around that. So it's like a vision board on steroids. So we actually do that over the 2.5 days at the retreat here in Port Douglas.
Oh, beautiful. So we might get you to pop those details in the comments below as well, so people can get in contact with you. And speaking of that, how and what is the best way that people can connect with you if they want to see what Jody Perry does and whether you're a good fit for them?
Oh, yeah, sure. So Jody Michelle Perry is, you'll find me in the same place. So either if you like LinkedIn, you'll find me there. If you like YouTube, you'll find me there. Facebook, Instagram, it's all just Jody Michelle Perry. So yeah, you can find me on any of those, but I might send you my link tree so they can book cacao or book the half-day workshop or sniff around my website. They'll see you there as a recommended entrepreneur.
Yes.
I'm still so grateful for the styling that you did in my home. So
it was such a blessing, but I tell you what, she was the hardest client I've had. I still say that.
Yeah, she's pretty out there.
She was a blessing. Now, speaking of that, what is your favorite room in your home?
Oh, crumbs. Do I have to just have one?
Look, I had this last week. The entrepreneur I was interviewing said the same thing. I've got a couple, so please share with us. We would love to hear.
Sure. Thank you. So being really mindful, I have different spaces for different things. So I love my office here and how it's set up that it allows me to work, but you probably can't see some shelving there. So it separates me from the room, but I can still hear and see the children around me. So I feel connected, but I have office space. So I love that. And then it has space for me. If I want to put my yoga mat out, I can. If I want to meditate here, I can. It's got enough space for my big soul compass there. So this is kind of my domain. So I love that. I have a little lounge room area that my children are welcome in, but they don't like it because it's too boring for them. There's nothing there except like a gorgeous lounge and a little nest tables.
Yes.
So I like and when the sun rises, the sun comes up through that space. So I love just sitting there and doing my journaling and gratitude. And if the kids come, they'll just snuggle up to me and pull a blankie up. So that's nice. My bedroom is also one of my favorite havens to just go away and just have my time. And I love an ensuite with a bath. So I was blessed enough in this home to have a big corner spa bath in my bedroom. So beautiful. I love doing the whole essential oils and it's mummy's bath time, and a lot of time the visitors jump in, little kids. But often I do get to enjoy a bath. So I think that's it. And then also the kitchen is kind of where it all happens, right?
It is, the connection point. Yeah.
So I love kitchens in the mornings and the evenings. It's this really good place for the kids to circle in and as they feel, ready to connect. So I do love that.
So your spaces just obviously feel like they're tranquility, peaceful, cozy, relaxed, like your areas.
That's the intention.
That's the intention.
It's a balance of mayhem and madness and stepping on Lego moments and mount washing, covering the lounge. Like there's also a blend of that as well. I was about to actually do a post this morning of that. So I'll do it and tag you.
Yes, please do.
It's a beautiful moment where I'm journaling, but I've got a new sofa bed that's still wrapped in plastic, and you can see random shoes and rubbish piled up behind me, toys on the floor.
Look, Jody, sometimes we've just got to put it down to houses are meant to be lived in.
Yeah, that's right. And fulfillment, like a gorgeous sparkling home and no time with my children does not bring me fulfillment.
Yeah. So very true. And
And
like you said earlier, it's all about balance.
Yeah, and what lights you up. Just focus on that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. It has been such a pleasure connecting with you and just getting to know you a little bit more than what I already do. But please connect with Jody. We'll pop the contact links in the comments below, and we will be back next week with a new entrepreneur talking about who they are and a little bit of insight to what they do. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.